Hey guys, it's Nicole and it's Monday and this week we're doing boys. So I'm gonna tell you like my most moments, and that's gonna like include my most beardy moment, my most frustrating moment, my most like happy moment, my most when I had a stalker moment, and just stuff like that. And we'll see like what I said, what I shall remember. And so I'm gonna start when I first moved to my new school, and that was in 9th grade. And I joined Color Guard, which was part of the band. And so the month before school started, we had summer band, where we went like at 6 o'clock in the morning and learned our drill and work. But not really. Well, it does give you a good tan. That is true. So I didn't really know anyone except for people in guard because we had a week of guard before summer band. And sorry, I had a burp. It was either out this way or the other way, so yeah. And anyway, so this guy like kept saying like, hey Nicole, hey Nicole, hey Nicole, and I was like, oh, he's so nice. Like every time he saw me, he didn't like do it repeatedly, he just did it like every time he saw me. And I was like, oh, he's so nice, he's like trying to make the new girl fit in, try to feel like she's fitting in. I was like, oh, I had no clue who this person was, so yeah. And so that's just like when it first kind of happened, and yeah. And so then school starts and I have geography with him second period, and then right after second period we have a 15-minute break. And like a couple weeks before, like 1 or 2, he on a Friday night football game, he had asked me to go to Six Flags with him. And I said no because I had plans. And so the number one reason why I said no is because I had no clue who he was. I'm not going to go to Six Flags with a person I don't know when he's the person who's transporting me. It's just not a good idea, in my opinion. They could be serial killers. So yeah, so I said no. And then my second reason was because I knew I didn't like him. Like he was just one of those guys that were like not someone that I would get along with. And then my third reason was because I just didn't want to go. My fourth reason was also because I had family plans that weekend. I was going to go see my grandma. But the main reason was because I didn't like him. So nice, so nice. And so I told him no, and then during geography class, he was like, hey Nicole, can I have your number? And I said, I had to go finish my homework. And what's so funny about that is because I always finish my homework in class, during class. As soon as they give it to me, I'm like working on it. I don't care what they're teaching. I'm such a bad good person. But at least I finished my homework like a good child, like a good student. Such a dork. I even had lots of, see, ow. Such a dork. So yeah. And so he was like, okay, and I said, yeah, I'll give it to you after class. Well, I said I'd give it after class, that way, like, he didn't, like, keep bothering me about it. And so I had this plan. I was going to gather all my stuff before 5 minutes before the class ended. Sorry, I was stuttering. I had now, like, rambled out. And so, so I had this plan. I was going to gather all my stuff before 5 minutes, like 5 minutes before class ended. I just said that again. And then I was going to run out of class, and I was going to go to the girls' bathroom. Since we had a 15-minute break, it would be like perfect. Just hide in the girls' bathroom. Because like I can't go in there. If they do, like, that's just weird. And in case he did, I was like sitting on a toilet and like put my feet up, and like the stall was gonna be locked. That way, like he had no clue where I was. I'm so smart. But the problem was that he was closer to the door, so as soon as the bell rang, I like stood up. I was like ready to leave, and he goes, Nicole, here, I already put in your name. All you have to do is put in your number. And I was like, okay. And I really didn't want to give it to him, but I was like, okay, Nicole, you're going to be nice. You're going to be nice and just, it'll be okay. He's not going to text you every day. It'll be fine. So I gave him my number. If you're ever in the situation my advice, what to do would be switch up 2 digits. That way it seems like an accident in case you ever decide that you do like the guy. You can just be like, hey, have you ever like tried to text me? Because I haven't been getting any. And be like, maybe I gave you, like, let me check the number that I gave you real quick to make sure that like there's not a mistake in it. So that's my advice. And so I wasn't smart enough about that there, so I gave him my real number, and he started texting me every single day. And I was like, oh, dang it. And so I texted him back, and that was nice. And then, okay, this is where I'm going to like cut in the story and have a different story. That way you'll like understand what's going on. I had this crush on a guy named Michael, and he and my friend Daisy Ramirez, who does Thursdays? I think it's Thursdays. Yeah, it's Thursdays. She had a crush on Jeremy, who's her boyfriend now. And she was like, hey, Nicole, we should go bowling and we can. And then the next day she was like, hey, Nicole, could we like invite other people also? And I was like, yeah, sure. Because it's bowling. Like, the more people you have, the more fun it is. And she was like, okay, let's invite Jeremy and Michael. And because like she knew I had a crush on him, and she knew that he had a crush on me, type of thing. And then she had a crush on Jeremy, and she was trying to get with him. So yeah. And then Michael and Jeremy were like friends, so it would be perfect. She was invite Michael, and then Michael would invite Jeremy, and just be. And so it becomes Saturday, and I left my house in my car, and I'm going to where I used to live, because that's where the bowling alley was, because I only moved like 15 minutes away from the city where I lived. So yeah. And I'm like halfway there, and Daisy texts me. She says, hey, Nicole, I can't go. And I was like, why? I'm afraid my mom's gonna like it, and that's me awkward. Scary. And I was like, why? And she was like, because I'm in my dad's soccer tournament. And I was like, great. That's what I thought. And I was like, okay, Mom, you need to turn around. Daisy can't go. And so I felt like the whole plans were canceled. And I was like, okay, I just won't go. It'll be okay. And I was like, okay, I'm back on my way home. We can do it some other time. And she was like, no, the guys are already there. They've been waiting for you for an hour because they forgot what time we like planned, and so you have to go. And I was like, okay. So I went, and I was like, Mom, we gotta turn around. The guys are waiting for me, and they've been waiting for an hour. And I was like, oh, great. And so I go, and I'm just like an awkward person. If I don't know you, or if I like never talk to you, I'm such an awkward person. I'll be like, I just like ramble, or I'm really quiet. So if like I'm talking to you, if I like don't talk to you a lot, and we're in like a confined space, I'm probably just rambling about some gibberish. I'm really sorry. And so yeah, only her son. I don't see my phone. Oh, and so it went okay, and yeah, it was kind of awkward for me though. I was like, I had hope that my friend because we were in the city where I used to live, I had hope that my friend Madison would like show up, and I'd just go hang out with her. But yeah, Daisy ditched me. She's a ditcher. Yeah. And then like a couple weeks afterwards, Michael asked me out, and I said yes. And so we had I forgot if he asked me out on a Thursday or Friday, but he asked me out, and then like we had a game like that night or the next night. And Rocky texted. I didn't say that, okay? That person texted me, like that boy who we were talking about in the first story. We're gonna call him Dylan. Yeah, Dylan. That's a good one. Okay, so yeah, and yeah. So he texted me, and I was like, yeah, I'm dating Michael now. And he was like, why? You should dump him. He doesn't deserve you. And like he was telling me like to break up with my boyfriend. that I had a crush on. Like, I was like, you were such an idiot. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna break up with him. No. No. And so he was like, okay, whatever, we can still talk, and I'll just date you after you break up with him. And I was like, what even? You don't tell can't even. This is like my stalker moment, okay? Later on we'll get to the purity moment. It's with the same Dylan. Ugh. And so that happened, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you because all you do is you flirt with me, and I'm in a relationship, and I just want to be right. And so yeah, and then he continued to text me, and so I decided I was gonna just send him more messages, and hopefully he'd get the hint. He didn't, so I just stopped texting him, and then he started to Facebook message me, and I have them right here, so I'm gonna read them to y'all because they're pretty funny, because I'm a mean person, because y'all will learn why, like, when we get to the purity moment. So let's start the very beginning. He said, hey, just saying, not being mean, but if you think the last couple of days you have learned anything about me, you haven't, because I'm a real funny guy and fun to be around, but I think you don't want to know the real me because we hardly talk. And I didn't respond to that because I had stopped responding to him because he would not stop. And he sent me this picture, like when I was like telling him like I'm not gonna talk to you, and it said, guys who persevere, women are like the best type of man in the world. And he was like, yeah, so you should totes date me. And I was like, he was like, yeah, this is the type of man I am. And I was like, no. I'm such a nice person. Oh, sorry. I'm trying not to mess with my hair. I'll try. Although I am making a video, like a second video today, and that's for my friend Ashlyn. Be excited, Ashlyn. Okay, so I didn't respond, and then he said, only think that real matter, okay, I'm gonna like read what it says, and then I'll correct it. That way y'all understand what he's saying. Only think that real matter is I like you and like hockey. Why does it matter if he likes hockey? And a lot of music. That doesn't matter either. Yeah. If you don't want to talk, please tell me. I don't want to wait all day for just one text and be sad that doesn't happen. And then what was supposed to say is just to say, only thing that really matters is I like you and I like hockey and I like a lot of music. And I guess he was like trying to show me like the real him, but I don't care if you like hockey. And so he said, hey Nicole, we could just talk over Facebook if you want. Why does it matter if we talk over Facebook or over my phone? What's the difference? Weird. And then I still haven't responded. And he said, hey Nicole, we should just talk. Oh, so he said that. And then I replied, I was like, I don't want to talk. Period. And he was like, baby, did I do something? Oh my goodness. And I was like still dating Michael at this moment. I was like, first of all, I'm not your baby, okay? Not your baby. Second of all, I don't like you. And so it was because like he wouldn't leave me alone, and he wouldn't stop talking to me even though I said I wasn't going to talk to him. He wouldn't, like, it was like I had to like throw a rock at his head. And he was like, okay, I call most girl that, so sorry if you don't like that, and what's wrong? Question mark. And why don't you like me? You hardly even know who I am. And I said, most girls don't like to be called baby, future reference. Like, we don't like to be called baby when we don't like you and when y'all don't mean it. Just FYI, don't use endearments if you don't mean them. Or if you know the girl doesn't like you. And second of all, and second of all, I know you well enough to know that I don't like you. I'm such a nice person. And he was like, okay. He said, okay, what did I do? And I'll chance that I won't call baby anymore, girls baby anymore. I'm thinking it should say, and I'll change that I won't call girls baby anymore. Sorry. I was thinking, you better be sorry. And I was like, and then he said, and also, I never call a girl baby no matter if it is how good a friend I am, or how much I like them. So sorry for lying to you. So he's pretty much saying that, like, he liked me so much that he had to call me baby, even though I was dating someone else. Ew. And so yeah, he's not good with grammar. And then I said, I just don't get along well with people like you. I've known lots of them anyways. Bye, Dylan. And then he was like, please, Nicole, don't leave. I waited all day to try talking to you. Reason why I like you, I don't get why you would compare me to another, I'm thinking, others, it's supposed to say others. I'm sorry, Nicole, every time, guys, every time. It's supposed to say every time I'm around you, I get nervous. I feel like we're talking about bodies, because I feel like there's some type of cell or something in the cell that's kind of like nervous. Like, I don't know, but it just reminds me of like cells. It's supposed to say nervous. Every time I'm around you, I get nervous and I act like an idiot around you. It's just something about you. You're not like most girls. So again, I'm sorry. And he didn't use any apostrophes for I'm. It said I'm sorry. Okay. And I said, bye, Dylan. And he's like, Nicole, please don't go. I'm not like most guys. I really would like if we could talk, kind of just want to be friends with you for now at least. You should at least give me a chance. That's all I ask, Nicole. All I'm ask, Nicole. All I'm ask. So how was your day? Question mark. So are you going to give me a chance? Question mark. If I'm not responding to you, that's probably a no. Just saying. And this is all in this. Okay, when he texted me the first 2 messages on September 14th, and the rest of this is all in one day. I'll tell you when it changes to the next day. He said, Nicole, is that a yes that you're trying to know me or what? Question mark. So could you just think about this? Would you like to go to the movies with me on Saturday? I have a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend anymore. But I had a boyfriend. I ain't gonna go on a date with you. So you could know the real me. No. You can also make the movie. And then it shows a picture. I'm guessing that he's showing me the movies that there are. But it doesn't work anymore. How was your day? Question mark. And this is the next day. So you're not going to give me the chance to just be friends with you? Question mark. Good night. Could you answer that question, please? And night, Nicole. Next day. Please, Nicole. Just asking, but have you heard the rumor about me? Question mark. Please message back. Would really like to talk to you. I never responded. Such a nice person I am. And then I also have another one. Oh. But I feel bad about this one. So I'm not gonna say it probably. But I just feel bad. But that's not, it's like a different situation. It was this year. And so then we had so like at the end of our season, sorry, I had a burp. At the end of our season, we were going to a football game in Anna, and he had this friend who I like knew, and like we were like good acquaintances, but now we're friends. And he gave this girl a note, and it was for me. And I don't think I have it anymore because it just made me really mad. And he was like, hey, Nicole, I would just like a second chance, and we can just be friends for now, and like all this stuff. That was just like annoying. And he, instead of putting like a cuss word, he put like the first letter, and then he put like stars. And I was like, ew. Because if you're writing a note, like, asking for, like, forgiveness, I don't know how you say it. Weird. You shouldn't put, like, incorrect grammar. Like, my advice would be have someone else read it. Like, have a good friend read it and make sure that, like, everything you wrote makes sense and that you're using the correct grammar and, like, it just doesn't sound stupid. Because there's a lot of stuff that he spelled wrong. Because, like, he kept putting E before I and stuff. And then he spelled friends wrong. And so he was, like, texting this girl, and he was like, has she read it, has she read it, has she read it? Eventually we said yes. And I think this is the only moment I'm going to go over with y'all, because it's already 20 minutes into our video. And, so, yeah. And eventually we had to say yes, I had read it, because it would have been weird if I hadn't read it and, like, kept telling him no, like, that I hadn't read it, because I knew he would come up to me and ask me if I read it and tell me to read it, or he would say it to my face, and I just didn't want that to happen. So we told him yes, and he was like, what did she think? And like, we, like, tried to put him off, like, funnily, like, easy, funny, and we said, she has a huge crush on Brad Paisley, she wants to marry him one day, and yeah, so she's not into you. And he went, she ain't going there, her dreams too high, her hopes too high, she ain't going nowhere. You don't tell a girl that, you don't tell a person that, if you're trying to get a second chance with them. Just saying. And so I grabbed the phone and, like, I'm going off on him. Like, I'm going off on him for, like, a good 15 minutes. And, like, it is, like, straightforward texting. Because I like to text people, like, back immediately. Like this, it's definitely if I'm mad at you. Like, I will text you back immediately. Ooh, can't even. And eventually I just give the phone back to her. Because, like, I'm just done with the conversation. Because he kept giving me excuses. And so... And then he texted her and he was like, she's up all night to get lucky. Like that from that song. She's up all night to get lucky. Na, 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 na. So he's calling me a bad word. He was calling me something I'm really not. I haven't even had my first kiss. What even? Like, to what he was calling me. I thought I was having my first kiss. Awkward. And then he also put, she thinks she's so much cooler than me. So he's calling me a snob in that one, because I came from this, like, rich city, but I'm not rich. I moved from a 5A school to a 3A school. And so it was just a big difference, because the school I go to is, like, humongous. We had the biggest band. It was Allen, in case you know who that is. I used to go to Allen. Sad days. I miss them. So much less drama. Our drama was, like, stupid. Now it's just, like, frustrating drama where I live now. And so, yeah. And I was so mad. And I, like, started to shake. I was so mad. And I knew, like, he got anywhere close to me, I was gonna punch him in the face. No joke. And then, like, afterwards, like, after the game, he was like, why aren't y'all texting me back? Is she mad? Like, what's wrong? And so my other friend grabs the phone and says, you're calling her names and you're asking for a second chance. It makes no sense. Leave her alone. And he was like, I didn't call her any names. And I grabbed the phone. I'm like, oh yeah, then what did those lyrics mean? Why did you send them? He was like, I just sent those lyrics because I like those songs. I'm a boy. I didn't comprehend. I didn't know what they meant. She's up all night to get lucky. What? How do you not know what that is? She's cooler than me. She thinks she's cooler than me. What even? How do you not know what that means? So yeah, and then this year he came up to me during football season and he was like, Nicole, do you hate me? And I was like, no. Because, like, I got so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, he better not start talking to me again. Like, and I was like, no. And then I ran away. So smart. I should have said yes, but I'm a nice person. Well, I feel bad for only telling y'all one story. But I don't know, like, how much time I can do. It's already 25 minutes. Oh well, we'll do one more story. So, okay, I didn't bring my glasses, we're good. So, and then I'm gonna tell y'all my, I don't know. So that was my most infuriating moment, my most he was a stalker. So that was like when I had a stalker moment, and so I guess I should do my most embarrassing moment, because that will be funny. So I like this guy, it was this summer, and we had summer band counseling. This is really awkward, because I feel like y'all are going to know who I'm talking about, and I really don't know if I want to tell the story. And so we went to Sonic with like a bunch of people who were also counselors, because we were going to meet a bed. And so we went to Sonic like before we were going to leave, and so I got this like huge Route 44 strawberry lemonade, and like I was laughing, and I squeezed the cup too hard, and the cap fell off, and like along with it, like strawberry lemonade like spilled on my pants. It just went, and I was like, oh my goodness, I turned so red. I looked like a cherry. It was great. So yeah, that was like my most embarrassing moment. It doesn't sound that embarrassing, but it definitely was, because it looks like I peed my pants. But yeah, it was great. Not really great. I'm not gonna say that part, because that's just, I feel like saying some of these things, I'm like revealing secrets. I just feel bad. But I'll do this story. Okay, so this is like my awkward story. Like, this is like another awkward story, because like the whole like bullying thing was like an awkward story, but I didn't really like, yeah. So this is like another message. This guy liked me, and he started like Facebook message me. And yeah, so I'm gonna read them to y'all. He said, hey, it's that guy that wasn't in line this morning, LOL. And this was in February last year. And I was like, what? Sorry, I never get on Facebook. And he was like, sorry, and I sent that a long time ago. And I was like, okay, whatever. And that was like on April. And then in October this year, he said, sup, doll? And then he said, on November 13th, he said, hey, I'm sorry for hitting you with my tuba. And then on November 13th, I said, it was no big deal, don't worry about it. I was mad about something else. Probably mad about some person. Oh my god. I think I know what I was mad about. Oh, it's cool, no problem, I just felt bad about it. And then on November 17th, he said, hey, sorry to ask, but what time is the award ceremony? Oops. And then he said November 24th, I don't know if you will get this, but I'm afraid to say this in person, but I feel really bad telling all this, but I've been crushing on you for a while now. I didn't know how to say this, so I say it now. I just wanted you to know. And then on December 5th, he said, hey, I'm sorry about that message. I'm supposedly sent on the 25. Some weird activity has been sent on the 25th. Some weird activity has been going on my Facebook. Anyways, how rude of me, I'm Chris. But the thing is, like, I know it wasn't like a Facebook like hack, because my friend like told me that he liked me. Oh great, this person's gonna watch it and he's gonna think I'm a jerk. I'm not a jerk, Cole. I promise. I promise. I feel bad now. I feel really bad. I even said his name. His name wasn't Grims. I made that up. Yeah. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna go have fun. I have to go grocery shopping. Woohoo! I have to get some laundry detergent. I'm gonna drive my cube in the rain. That's gonna be fun. Never drove in the rain. Ugh. Okay, well, Bye guys. I hope y'all had fun. And if you liked this video and want to like hear about more of my stories, I have plenty more. I have so many like frustrating moment stories, like where I just want to punch certain people in the face. Like I was really tempted to hit this one guy with my pole during this football season. I was like really tempted to just like do a like horizontal and like throw it forward at his head. I really hope people don't watch this video. Cole, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh, sorry. It wasn't Cole who that last story was about. It was his friend. Yeah. Yeah. And if I mentioned you in this, don't take it to heart. Like, I'm just a really awkward person. So yeah. And most of these guys, the reason why I didn't like them in, like, Dylan was just a jerk. But this other guy, I just liked someone else at the time. And I don't mean, like, start liking me again. But, like, that's just the reason why I never responded. I'm sorry. I'm a jerk. But anyways, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And I hope y'all have a good week. See y'all on Friday if we do a challenge video. I don't mean that, like, I hope we do a challenge video, because I really want to see y'all again. And, yeah. We might have news for y'all. Like me and Monica, we might have news for y'all. We might not. So, yeah. Bye. I'm trying to hit stop.